Welcome to Happy Valley, State College, Pennsylvania. Yes, so fired up, stands starting to fill, and they are ready to see the Penn State Nittany Lions take the field to kick off this new season. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on the 14th ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Nittany Lions will get this season underway as toe meets leather. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Slips through the line. Got a little room. He's going to get loose. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown Sooners.
How about that play? And yeah, that was a great job by the return man, but how about the execution and the blocking? Everybody getting a hat on a hat. They set up that return perfectly. You can't start a game better than that.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Can't do it much better than that. Get the kickoff return, take it 98 to the house, and put a touchdown on the board. They're just about to boot it away, full of energy after housing that last kickoff. He'll call for the fair catch here. Line gets set, first down. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Catch in the middle, it's Saunders. Oh, and he ruins the big gator with a fumble. Oh, the offense averts absolute disaster by falling on that fumble.
Yeah, the receivers got to do a better job in ball security there with all those defenders trying to rip it free, and this offense is lucky they were able to jump on it to keep possession.
An explosive play to start the drive, and they'll try to keep the D on its heels. Gonna run it. It's Wallace. At the 40, there he goes. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
And you're going to hear this guy's name a lot. They're going to ride the big fella. He's such a stud. They're going to build the offense around him. This is just game one, but you're going to get a lot of big runs from this cat.
Off the play fake on first down. Throws to the tight end. That ball is intercepted at the goal line. He'll try to take it back. He's at the 40. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Not only do they get the interception, but they're able to get a huge return. Remember, this team practices this all week, right? Once they get the interception, they've got guys turning their heads, and they're looking for blocks. They're looking for people to get a hat on down the field. And with that INT, they now flip it. That could be a big point swing in this game.
Give to the back. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. You know, Oklahoma's DNA is being tough. They have a whole drill about being tough named after them, the Oklahoma drill, and they won that one.
And we've seen that kind of come and go some throughout the years, but it started with serious physicality back in the day when they ran the option and just hit you in the mouth. But, you know, football's involved, and that's the one thing about this offense. Can they keep their physicality and assert their physicality? The good Oklahoma teams are physical.
The Sooners have moved it inside the 20. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And that's a live ball. Oh, looks as if the defense got it.
Man, what a missed opportunity for this offense. They had a chance to get points. Now they turn the football over. But if I'm this defense, I'm ready to... So I got to go the length of the field, see if I can go make something happen and get the...
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. It's complete to the right. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
Yeah, and now this offense building that lead. It's still the first half, but I'll tell you what, shown some glimpses of why they could become a really, really good offense. Listen, you go into halftime, more of the same, right? Continue to do what you're doing, take care of the football. This offense has looked really good in the first half.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Give to the running back. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. It's hard to find a place these days that the Big Ten doesn't touch geographically, but there's a lot of crossover with the Big Ten and Big 12 and plenty of bragging rights on the line when their schools meet.
You think about Nebraska once upon a time being in the Big 12, now in the Big 10 too. These conferences also recruit in similar areas too. So this game is interesting, David, because a lot of these players, they're familiar with each other from high school.
Yeah, and I tell you, from experience, you hate that. Like, you get to know each other, you go to the other school, like, you're now my enemy. You're not my friend anymore. So a chance to prove it, a chance for the Big 12, who's been kind of pillaged and pulled apart at times, sometimes by the Big 10. Let's go and make a statement today.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Leaves it with the running back. They get him stopped after a pickup of 5 to the 28.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. They'll immediately call timeout.
Man, that's a great example of KYP. Know your personnel. A QB that doesn't run great, trying to get outside the pocket. Nice job by the defense, applying pressure and running him down and getting the huge loss.
They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. Everything will have to be clean from 55 yards away. And he missed it. No good. And after the miss, it's still a 14-point game. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. DB's right up on the receivers. He's back to throw on 2nd down. Lays out and makes a sweet grab along the left sideline. And he unleashed the RPMs on that pass. Man, this sophomore has an arm. Just the ability to move the chains, keep the drive going, sort of quintessential efficiency from a Sooner quarterback.
Yeah, and from a Sooner offense because, Reese, they keep the drive going, but what does that do? Most Oklahoma teams over the years, we see them go fast, and they wear you down throughout a football game. So the quarterback play on those completions that move the sticks, that make you play 3 more plays, 4 more plays, 5 more plays, and just wear you out.
Now from inside the red zone, getting some heat. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. The no-frills unis, but big-time swag from their backers in getting the sack.
And we are linebacker you. We find linebackers year after year that get after the quarterback that are so athletic, just straight playmakers.
Tight end finds a soft spot. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend.
See, I like this tight end because he's not just running flat routes and little stick routes and drags. This guy can get vertically down the field. He showed you his speed there running the crosser.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Coming after him. He felt the heat, trying to get away, but down he goes. He'll lose a yard or two. So now to start the second quarter, they'll line up and try a field goal. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And now the lead is extended a little further. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. USF is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Jim Leavitt, this has not been a blowout today in Tampa. They're up by 7 over FIU. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse.
Yeah, and as a head coach, you're wondering, what didn't I say? What didn't I do to get my team ready to go? Because we look like we're sleepwalking at this point, Dave.
Yeah, nothing went well in the first quarter. You just say refresh. Like, let's try to find a way now. Chip into this lead. Try to make it somewhat manageable when you get to the half.
Throws to the wideout. Just masterful working that sideline and getting the toe down for the catch.
It's a bang-bang play. You're running a slant. The DB's draped all over the wide receiver. He's got to make a contested catch, but he shows really strong hands on that one.
They'll leave it with him. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He's right there to stop him, but the quick throw and catch enough to give them the first down. The whole Penn State legacy is built on toughness, getting it done on the ground, and they pick up a first down.
And you got to start there with the physicality, the ground game, getting that going. It's kind of a Northeast thing, right? Being tough, being physical, bringing that lunch pail.
And a decent gain there before the defense makes a stop.
Nice run there on first down. You know, this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Going deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Perfect timing. Got there right when the ball got there. Didn't get there a little bit early. Saving the touchdown. Nice timing by that defender.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. The defense calls the timeout. They're second of the day as they try to get their act together. It's 3rd down, and they have to get it to the 42 to move the sticks. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Quickly to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll throw it on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Trying to take it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the... possession.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Here comes the Oklahoma offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So, let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And a great job by the linebacker. You can tell, starting to crowd the line of scrimmage, get up there in the line of scrimmage, see it, diagnose it, get in the backfield, get the running back on the ground for the tackle for the loss.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. On target to the left. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
And he's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him.
Was a big part of this offense. You've seen it early in this game. They've moved him around. They've thrown it to him in a lot.
They run as he is forced to...
Well, the defense got tremendous penetration. They were able to rally to the football with their backs against the wall on their own goal line and force a huge loss.
It's still 3rd and goal. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Unleashes one deep. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown Sooners!
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. He hits the left upright, but gets a little friendly member bounce and gets the point. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the score comes on a 17-yard throw for the touchdown. Just about set to kick it away. He'll bring it out. It's Wallace. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, and now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese,
can anyone catch him? He's inside the 40, the 20, and he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Nittany Lions!
A nice job by this offense. Put the scoring drive together. And now, listen, it's not even halftime yet. So keep fighting. Go into halftime, regroup. We found a little something on this drive. See if we can cut into this lead and continue to make this game closer and closer.
No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. They've been outstanding here in this first half. Might as well try for the knockout punch, David.
Yeah, confidence has to be at an all-time high. Great first half. I'm going to get more, Palmer. I'm not scared with the lead when I got the football in.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can see the quarterback's body language. He wants to go. He wants to go tempo. He wants to take shots. They're trying to light this scoreboard up.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. He's right on target. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Would they go for a big play on 1st and 10? He's going to pass. They're bringing heat. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. 2nd down coming up. Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Nice pick up there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. And the Sooners will hustle to the line. Looking to go up top on 1st down. He makes a catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Oklahoma!
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing them go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Georgia State is darn near perfect offensively today. This is almost exactly the way they drew things up this week in practice. They're up by 28 over the Coyotes. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, David?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You have got to be so smart if you're going to be aggressive with your decision-making.
draws to fire on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Buying some time. He fires it out to the right. Fires it into traffic, and it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Just about set for the second half kickoff. Fair catch called for and made. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive. One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Going up top. And he's got it inside the 15-yard line. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. And the Nittany Lions have it in scoring position on first and goal. Pushes ahead. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. Offense trying to pay it off on second and goal. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides in the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess, and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and then the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
Trying to pound their way in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Twice they've been denied touchdowns in the red zone, and now it's third and goal. With jet sweep pass. Touchdown, Penn State! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. Here comes the 2-point try. He'll set up to throw. Quarterback on the move, still looking. Makes the grab for the 2-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll call for the fair catch here. The Sooner offense returns to the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now on the same page.
Finds his tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. Looking to throw on second down. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Complete downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
This QB has had a lot of success all day long, throwing for so many touchdowns, looking very comfortable. Finally, the defense gets to him. Finally, the defense gets a win. They needed something to go their way. Got to start getting some more hits on this guy.
Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Quick pass on the jet motion. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown Sooners! And the pummeling has started. And another passing touchdown for this Sooner quarterback. He keeps this up, and he might wind up in that 100 touchdown club with Baker Mayfield and Landry Jones.
So many good guys that have had good days, but how about this day? I mean, fitting the ball all over the yard, just padding the stats, and you start mentioning guys like Jones, and you start mentioning guys like Baker Mayfield, that's Sooner pristine legacy there.
And he added the extra point. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here? What a snag by the defense. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And you don't see this very often. The big defensive linemen, you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confusing is it, Palmer, when it looks like they're rushing, they drop in coverage and make the big interception?
Well, I don't think that quarterback thought he could even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination and his ability?
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
Determined effort to pick up 6 and get it inside the red zone and down to the 16.
It's a nice gain, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough to pull the attack.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Touchdown, Oklahoma! And the punishment has been extended.
And the second half looking a lot like the first half, and this lead continues to build. How about the rhythm of this offense? They are showing you a little bit of everything. What they worked on in the offseason has been right on point, and game one going exactly how they scripted it.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Wallace. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great...
Brings it down on the right side. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air, chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. They get to him as he throws. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. The incomplete pass leaves him with second down. He's looking to throw. He tries to take the top off. And he's got it inside the 20. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. The Nittany Lions have this offense rolling. From the red zone, looking for a man. And it's caught! Touchdown, Nittany Lions! The AT unit on the field. Splits those uprights right in half. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they top it off with a 14-yard pass for the touchdown. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. The corners are walked up tight. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack.
Big play in the passing game there, and I like the receiver gearing down in the zone. He did a nice job finding the soft spot on defense between the defenders, giving the quarterback an easy target to throw to complete that throw.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. He's looking for a man on second down. And the pass hits, picked off. Takes it the other way. The 40. And what a way to end the quarter for this defense, forcing the big turnover. First down to start the drive after the break. Touch pass on the jet sweep. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
Plows through the defense. Knocked down at the 29 after a pickup of 4. It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught near the sticks. It's Saunders. And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Trying to find his man on first down. Touchdown, Penn State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, this game one, it's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
Well, head coach obviously decided it was best to go for 2 points right there. They didn't get it, and you just wonder if chasing the points is going to hurt this team later in the game.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He's got great speed. Oh, what vision. There he goes. Open it up. He will score. Touchdown Sooners.
And how about this offense, man, putting another drive together, getting in the end zone. And here's the deal. Going on the road, handling these conditions in game one, they've done a phenomenal job.
Lining up to add another. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Vanderbilt is running away with things. And boy, if this keeps up, the party is on in Nashville tonight. They're up by 19 over the Coyotes. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. He wants to throw. He lets one fly deep. And that'll be incomplete, man. That would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up.
Well, trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
Now inside 4 minutes to go here on second down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in the game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Brown. Really nice job there to pick up the first down and get it to their own 41.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his play.
Going over the top. And it's caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! And once he got loose, it was all over. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. You're going to be a great player. You got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
And with a lead like they have here in the fourth quarter, no question this offense is going to continue trying to pound the rock. They're going to run the football and try to ice this game.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
No mystery on that play. With the lead, we are going to run the ball. You know it's coming, and we are running right at you, right into the teeth of the defense, and they're still able to get a nice gain.
At the 45 on his way. Nothing but green ahead. The 10. Touchdown, Oklahoma. And the beatdown has ensued.
Man, this guy is such a weapon because he's so dangerous. If he gets into the second level, great vision, and then David shows you the speed.
Just straight wheels, erasing angles. A lot of times when you're chasing guys that are so fast like this, you're like, I got him, I got him. No, I do not. What a big, long touchdown run. Pad those stats, young fella.
Fair catch, called for and made. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Gonna take a shot. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on second down.
You know, I feel for this offense, if they're going to get back in the game, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it with chunk plays. They're going to have to be methodical.
He'll take a deep shot here. And he makes the catch inside the 25. Touchdown, Penn State! And they take it in for 6 more points. Ready to try the point after. Splits the uprights. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. He'll call for the fair catch here. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. They'll try it over the left side. At the 35, he's got room. And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game.
And this guy is elite. There's a reason why he starts in this offense. You just saw the speed and the open field running ability on that last play, and this is a guy that is going to be key to the entire season for this offense.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense now. They got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
The Sooners get it past the sticks. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. The Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. Defense in press coverage. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Man, that's the advantage of having a good coaching staff to teach these players in this type of situation with the lead late in the game. You want to stay in the field of play and keep the clock ticking. They do that after that nice run.
Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Leaves it with the back. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the 1st down.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, the defense finally able to make a play, getting a tackle for loss. They haven't had many of those today because this running back really has answered the bell. They knew coming in they were going to have to give him the football, force feed it to him, and let him go to work. He's done that. Well over 100 yards rushing in this game, and the defense just has not had the answers consistently for him.
and they'll try to catch him with a pass. He'll take a shot. And the throw and catch was good, but you got to do it in the field of play. And he couldn't quite keep that foot in bounds.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Pressure coming. He's going to take off. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
You know, there are a lot of people watching this game thinking to themselves, where's the sportsmanship? You're blowing this team out. Why are you going for it on 4th down? Why not just punt, give it back, and just leave here with a W? That's because this coach wants his guys to...
And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Not only a great play, but tremendous discipline by this sophomore to make the pick.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
And that running back essentially just did everything right. Not only did he rip off a 9-yard run with the lead late in the game, but he stayed in bounds. He had the awareness that if I stay in bounds, the clock keeps running, and it increases our chances of winning this game.
He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week. And for the first week, they get it done.
Yeah, great start to the season. That's what you want. You want to come out, find a way to win. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things to work on throughout the season. But 1-0, that's where you want it to be.
And I think if you're the coaching staff of this winning team, you've got to like what you just see. First game of the year, there was tremendous effort on the field. Guys flying around, flying to the football, trying to make the plays necessary to win this game. They definitely made a few mistakes, but that's what practice is for. And if you're the coaching staff, I think you're very, very positive right now moving forward.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.